But that means you come back the way they want you to. You don't have no independent thinking. This is the problem. Allama Zakzaki had an independent mind. Well, I always knew that because he told me, yeah, when such and such happened, the last meeting we was at, he told me, yeah, man, the ambassador from the U.S. came by and was talking. They giving him a feeler. And he said, no, I ain't into that, you know. And he came back one more time. After that, boom, you know. In other words, I could tell what's going on by what's happening in the environment. So, know that if you're not going the way people want, okay, if you look at the Negroes here, they got Negroes on all the stages, every stage. In fact, the more you speak up, the more they put them on stage. Why? Why is it? It's because they're following the song, and you have, of course, I'll voluntarily sing that song if I like it, and I'll sing the parts of it that I like. You know what I mean? If it's a good song, I'll sing part of it. If I want to, if I feel like it. But if I pick up something, that's a little smelly over there, right? That's my job. That's my duty. That's my responsibility. You either follow the line or it's goodbye, you know. And this has been happening all the time. This is brothers right here in 87. Those are Afghanis. They're staying at right there where you're from. They're staying at ISNA headquarters, right there in Plainfield. And we were staying in some of the same little housing areas. And remember, they had them here because this is in the days when the Afghanis are on the U.S.'s side. So all these guys were going to hospitals here. You could probably see that they're all leaning one way or the other. They were all going here and getting special reconstructive surgery. They was treating them pretty good. And they had a place to stay. So, and ISNA was involved. Now ISNA, remember, if you involved at the top, you're gonna be right on through the sinews. So ISNA is gonna provide them a place to stay, make sure they get to the hospital when they need to, and they're gonna be here for a long time because they're gonna have reconstructive surgery. And if they get to liking it, they might be able to stay. What the heck? Okay. That's right there at ISNA headquarters. That's in 87. In 87, the Soviet Union had not fallen yet. It had another year or two to go. Something like that, maybe even 3 years ago. Okay, the point is this. If you hem the party line and they're sure you're going to do it, they're going to keep you in the swing of things. They're going to keep you up there. But if you got, does anybody know who that lady right there is? This is in Oakland. This lady is a big communist. Yeah, okay. This is Aunt Jemima, since nobody. This is Aunt Jemima. She was big. Remember, many of the people in the party said that she was the police. And when you think about it, she was writing in the newspapers all the time. When she came back from Germany, of all places, and studied.
I looked up her teacher, Musa. He was supposed to be real popular. He was like this. They called him. They at that time in the '60s, they called him the Big Three. He was like it was Mao, him, and somebody else. This was her teacher.
Right, right.
And I looked him up, and the information I saw led to him working for.
Yes, yes. Well, you can see how easily we come to that conclusion. No, they make leaders for us, man. They into everything. And this is the reason we're treated the way we're treated here. But it's not a problem. It's a challenge, it's adversity, and you train yourself to like it and use it to improve. But there's a cardinal principle that we have, that we've been doing, and nobody expected us to be able to do it. Like, for instance, the nonviolence. We're attacked by this guy. We're sent to jail. We're arrested over and over again. I mean, it's in the most ridiculous ways, right? You could tell we're half naked. We had to put on, you could tell I had to put on my clothes. I'm barefooted, and here he is. What kind of human being is that? You know what I mean? What kind of African American would tell the police, and it's all on record, this man coming from D.C., he got 2 shotguns, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I tried to warn him. You know, I did it on the thing. I said, the policeman then gave me the clearance, you know. And I told them, if you want something done to him, you do it yourself. That's on there. In fact, when they played it in court, then to a white judge, I guess it slipped in. And no, that's what I'm saying, that I told him. But the way he tell it, no. He put a hit out on me. You don't never hear me nothing about no hint. And if you go back to Target America, this is a long story. Target America, this is back in the 90s and the 80s. And Target America is supposed to be us. That we're anti-American and we want to do something to America. The point is, anybody can do anything to us that they want to. So we have to be fearless, but careful. Fearless because we ain't scared of nobody. Okay, everybody got that down. But also, we're not going to let nobody get us to do nothing that's not beneficial to us and to humanity. That is how we respond to these assaults and batteries. This taking me to jail for the 8th time is an assault on what do you have. Now, this time I got the paperwork. I'm saying, right there, I got it with me. The other time, out of all these arrests, I had the paper. I said, get that paperwork there in the front seat. You know, I got it everywhere. I don't know, I can't read that, something like anything dumb. But it's clear that I have a right to be there. He don't have a right, and he never did have a right. He don't have no right to say or do what. Okay, now, why do they come to that final conclusion that we're going to have an assault? Now, remember when I'm on the program about the brothers from Iran, I don't know if anybody was listening or picked it up. I said, yeah, you know, on November 4th, I was assaulted in the Masjid. So he said, we had something to do with that. I said, just freeze then. Just, don't tell me over the phone. When we were videoing all those things and we're talking, I said, well, don't worry about it. In other words, to this day, I don't know exactly what they meant, but that means that it was on November 4th. That's Mark Bar America Day, of course. You know, when they took over the U.S. Embassy. Yeah, that's when they took it over on that day. We come across so much here, and we want our people to be free, that's all. But we can't make them free. This is this don't look like much, but this is very important. That's coming out of a little masjid in Sharpsville. You ever heard of Sharpsville? Mm-hmm. Sharpsville. That's in South Africa. That's the Imam there. To hear him talk about Zionism and all that stuff, I said, hey, man, that was a good feeling. That's the reason I said, man, this is good. This is good, because the brothers there I'm with are taking me literally everywhere they can. When you get back home, boy, you're going to be one tired brother. Because, there's the chief. Yeah, there's the chief. You can see the chief from way. There's the chief, see there? Yeah, that's the chief.
That's in Iran?
That's in Iran.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in Iran, and that's Imam Hassan, used to be in L.A. Yeah, poor guy. Anyway, this is something that helps the idea about racism. Like, this is a picture from some education going on at the Royal City in Sudan. And where is the Royal City? Okay. Okay. There's another one. Let me get a few of them so you can get more than one. Does anybody remember Imam Abdullah Haroun? Imam Abdullah Haroun from South Africa. You don't remember? You ever read the book, The Killing of the Imam? Abdullah Haroun. Just pop him up right there. This is some of his followers. Okay. This is, of course, the South Africans. These would be considered born free. And this is from the Royal Museum in Cairo. That is a statue of what would be considered the normal woman in Egypt in the old days. You can see who she is. Yeah, you can say what you want. And they made the thing up, so we didn't make it up. But that's her. Okay. No. You don't have to ask, well, what color was she and what did she do? No, that's it. That's clear. Let me see. I got a few more pictures that I definitely wanted. But it will show you. I'm looking for pictures of the Royal City, run right next to the Nile. There's the chief again. Okay, here's the trip to Sudan. Okay, this is a statue outside of in Khartoum in Sudan. This is a picture of the royal city. This is a picture of you may remember the cameraman and the brother Fareed Newman. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's Fareed. He took all those pictures. Yeah, you could take those pictures. And you could see, I got a few more, but you can see those are pictures of the pyramids in Sudan. And you could see that lady, if she was Egyptian, which they got in the Royal Egyptian in Cairo, that lady there, the one that's unmistakably. This is another picture of the royal city in Sudan. Okay, you can see the pyramids in the background. The picture that you have of Egyptians is not black. They're not black. Almost kind of Arab, stuff like that. Okay. But the farther you go back, they begin to look like that lady. Now, The other picture about that region is Egypt was the center of this great civilization. And civilization went up the Nile, not down the Nile. The royal city, this picture right here, these children are right near what they used to call in Sudan the royal city. The statues and the writings that you see, you don't even have to know nothing to know that that's an Egyptian type. When you go to Egypt, this is what you expect to see. Those pyramids with the writing on the outside of them is the same writings you see in Egypt. But it's up the Nile River in Sudan. Sudan is a little too black for you to think about that. That's the cradle of civilization in that region. Right? But that's what it is. That's what all those, so when you go there, they're proud of the fact that, hey, civilization didn't come up the Nile to us. It went down the Nile to them. Whoever was down there, it didn't come up. And the pyramids, all they did was, it's like building planes. First planes was kind of small, but the first planes was built by them. The first pyramids was built by them, and they got a whole city. They were all tombs for their great people, but they were not as big as in Egypt. And then when you get to Egypt, the tombs and the power structure is bigger now. But all the basis of that civilization, it didn't go up the Nile, it came down the Nile. And that's a distortion of the reality. First of all, let's change the color of people in Egypt. Change them, just manipulate it a little bit. So that when people see Egyptians, they see, what had Napoleon so mad? When he got there and saw that the Sphinx, he blew the nose and lips. He said, nigga, that's a card-carrying nigga. That man there, or that Sphinx, that head is not a European head. And it's so old that he trying to blow all the stuff off with a cannon and can't do it. Because that's a whole phase of ancient history right in front of you. There ain't nothing you can do about it. The point is this. Taking off of my brother's talk today, we're happy with everything we've been doing, but you have to realize that if we was anybody else, we would get the Geneva Convention Award or the Nobel Peace Prize Award, because according to what everybody know, tribalism, black on black, and all of that, right? We refuse to do that. We refuse to do that. We're not going to do it. It don't make no difference what they do. It puts your life in a little bit of jeopardy. It does. But we're not going to respond. That's the main problem with Africa is tribalism, internal fighting. And we are not allowing them to take some person. And remember, the bigger the insult is, the smaller the person that they have come jump on you, right? That is supposed to insult you more and more, right? Because so-and-so, everybody knows who so-and-so has no status anywhere. They just don't have no status. So you have them people that don't have no status. For them, that was their last straw. Well, the rearresting is a type of harassment to make you do something to them. Even the phone calling and all of the stuff that they do, right, is to make you get off your base. You stay in your base, and the stupider they're going to get. Pretty soon they'll be talking about stuff that it don't